If you're a DC fan, you've probably been waiting for this one for a long time. The Green Lanterns have been stuck in limbo ever since that cinematic train wreck over a decade ago, and you could forgive fans for thinking we'd never see the Corps done right. Well, you can stop wondering. It's finally happening. A Lanterns show is coming. Yes, for real this time. And it's landing on HBO as a massive cornerstone for what James Gunn and Peter Safran are building with their new DC universe, alongside Creature Commandos and Peacemaker. But forget what you think you know. This ain't no space opera. They're giving us a dark, down and dirty mystery starring the two guys we've been waiting to see done right, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. Let's get into the breakdown of what could be the most important DCU show. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. The revolutionary premise, True Detective meets Green Lantern. When the words True Detective meets Green Lantern first hit the internet, people understandably lost their minds. Did that mean we were getting nihilistic lanterns having philosophical debates in deep space? Well, not exactly. The creative team, led by showrunner Chris Mundy, quickly stepped in to say that the comparison is all about the vibe, the top-tier quality and intense focus on character, not a direct plot ripoff. The show is being built as a terrestrial-based mystery, which is a fancy way of saying the whole mess kicks off right here on Earth. Honestly, it's the smartest possible move they could have made. We all remember what happened in 2011 when the story got completely swallowed by a floaty, unconvincing CGI fest. By planting lanterns firmly on the ground, the show gets to focus on what actually makes a story tick: the people in it. The whole thing is being put together as a classic buddy cop story, a pressure cooker pairing of the grizzled veteran Lantern Hal Jordan and a brand new rookie Jon Stewart, as they stumble upon a conspiracy that's far bigger than it appears. DCU connections and Guy Gardner's role. So, as anyone who saw Superman this summer can tell you, lanterns won't be our first look at a ring slinger in this universe. We've already had that introduction, and what an introduction it was. Nathan Fillion showing up as the loudmouth, scene-stealing Guy Gardner was the perfect appetizer for the cosmic ride of the DCU. Looking back, it was a stroke of genius, really. Throwing a character that arrogant and stubborn into the mix first was a brilliant way to show the audience that the Green Lantern Corps is already an established and active force in the universe. It became clear that the Corps isn't just a monolith of straight-laced heroes, but a massive organization packed with diverse, often conflicting personalities. And the personality we saw from Guy, the over-the-top, almost comedic arrogance, is gonna be a fantastic contrast to the serious, boots-on-the-ground tone Lanterns is aiming for. Now, Lanterns gets the awesome job of digging into what that all really means: the rules, the mythology, the crushing responsibility of it all. The show is set to be our main door to the cosmic side of the DCU, and having already met a character like Guy Gardner makes the universe feel that much more real and lived in. Star-studded cast and character dynamics. You can't have a prestige HBO show without some serious acting talent, and boy did they deliver. First up, stepping into the role of the veteran Hal Jordan is Kyle Chandler. To an entire generation, that man is the Coach Taylor from Friday Night Lights. He has perfected the art of playing a tough but caring mentor figure, and that's the exact energy they're bringing to Hal Jordan. Forget the young, reckless pilot. You've got this young veteran Lantern, a guy who has been doing this job for way too long. He's tired, he's jaded. Now he has to handle a new partner just when a case starts to really go off the rails. That rookie is Jon Stewart, played by the amazing Aaron Pierre, and anyone who's seen him act knows the man brings an incredible gravity to the scene. He's a great choice to perfectly embody Jon Stewart and his classic persona as the disciplined, stoic, and deeply moral ex-Marine. You can already feel the dynamic, Chandler's worn-out wisdom bouncing off Pierre's quiet, unshakable resolve. Of course, you need a villain to make it all work, and they've cast an absolute killer. Ulrich Thompson will play the legendary Sinestro. He's an actor who can give you the chills with just a look. In the comics, Sinestro was Hal's first teacher, before his epic fall from grace, and his presence makes this mystery deeply personal for Hal. Behind-the-scenes creative powerhouse. The talent isn't just in front of the camera, but the team assembled to make this TV show is one of the best out there. Bringing the story to us are the show's executive producers and co-writers, Damon Lindelof and Tom King. Lindelof is the mastermind behind some of the remarkable shows like Lost, The Leftovers, and HBO's own Watchmen. Then you have Tom King, who's a modern comic book legend. The guy running the entire show is Chris Mundy, the showrunner for Ozark on Netflix. He knows how to build a show that's promising and hooks the audience from the very first glance. And finally, James Hawes, who directed the first season of Slow Horses, was hired to direct the first 2 episodes of Lanterns, along with Stephen Williams, Geeta Vasant Patel, and Alik Sakharov helming the rest. This crew is not what you hire for a simple superhero slugfest. It's the team you bring when you want to make a serious, hard-hitting drama that happens to feature guys with special rings. Production journey and filming stories. Now getting this show to the screen has been its own epic journey. For years, a completely different Green Lantern show was basically trapped in development hell at HBO Max. This thing was a massive, sprawling beast set to jump across different timelines and galaxies. Then Gunn and Safran came in, took one look under the hood, and threw the whole thing into the trash. Total reboot. Instead of that sprawling mess, they decided to build something new from the ground up, something focused. While that meant a longer wait for the audience, it probably was for the best, and shows that the creators weren't willing to settle for less. They waited to get it right, with a clear, focused vision. The project began under the working title Latitude in Los Angeles. They're trying to shoot a show that feels like both a gritty, street-level detective story and the opening chapter of a massive space adventure. Most of the filming was completed by July, with the post-production fully underway. Visual effects and post-production challenges. Now it's time to address the elephant in the room, the quality of CGI. We still have nightmares about the terrible visuals of the 2011 movie starring Ryan Reynolds. That floaty, fully digital suit haunts our dreams. So how does Lanterns avoid the same trap? Simple. By not making the whole show a non-stop fireworks display. Because the story is so grounded, they don't have to throw green constructs at the screen constantly. They can pick their moments. That means when the rings do power up, the effects will be treated like a huge event. Plus, let's not forget, this is HBO. They don't do cheap looking. We've already seen how they handled Guy Gardner's powers in Superman, but it was just a small portion. Although this time, they need to maintain the same consistency, if not more, throughout the entire series. But don't forget where this show is landing. HBO is the network that made us believe in dragons from Game of Thrones, and those armored freaking bears in his Dark Materials. Let's be clear, they don't mess around when it comes to production value. So when they put a show like Lanterns on their platform, it's a commitment. A commitment that they're swinging for the fences, cinematically. But the real test, the thing that will make or break this show, is making that ring's power feel tangible for 8 episodes consistently. It has to feel real, not like some weightless cartoonish afterthought. Release strategy and future expectations. Alongside the previous 2 DCU shows, Lanterns is set to premiere on HBO, the brand known for must-see TV. Set to release in early 2026 with 8 episodes, it's the 4th installment of the new DCU. Lanterns looks like a flagship drama that DCU expects to be a cornerstone for their entire universe, right alongside their biggest movies. This show is being set up to be a major event. It's reportedly being designed to be accessible to audiences unfamiliar with the comic's history. Additionally, while catering to those familiar with it, the series could also serve as the primary vehicle for introducing the cosmic side of the DCU to the world. We don't have the exact information, but it's a real possibility that this is being planned as a multi-season story. Season 1 will be the mystery on Earth, but you can bet they'll be planting seeds for a future that could finally take us to Oa. Addressing fan concerns and expectations. Whenever you change things up with a beloved character, fans are going to have thoughts. The biggest point of debate surrounding Lanterns has been the casting of Kyle Chandler. Many people have expressed concerns online about his age, feeling that Hal Jordan should be younger. James Gunn has been blunt about this. His whole thing with the DCU is casting actors who feel like real, lived-in people. And honestly, an older, seasoned Hal Jordan is just a way more compelling choice. We get to skip the whole cocky pilot origin story and drop right into the life of a veteran cop who's probably seen way too much. Then there are fans who worry that the show set on Earth will be boring. Think of it this way. First, you need to build the rocket on a launch pad. Then you can shoot it to the moon. That's what this first season is about. It's the launch pad. It's about getting us invested in Hal and John, in their partnership, and in the grit of their investigation, as well as how Guy fits into the picture, so that when the story finally goes cosmic, it's a genuine jaw-dropping event. They're not ignoring the legacy, they're trying to earn it.
I feel your fear growing. You will be dead.
Marvelous verdict. So what's the final word on Lanterns? This show isn't just another attempt to get Green Lantern right. It's a complete tear-down to the studs reinvention. They didn't just throw more money at the problem, they got smart. They grounded the story in a mystery. They brought in an A-list creative team that knows how to write drama. That alone tells you everything you need to know. Quality and respect. Finally, after all the false starts and disappointments, this should be the definitive version we've been hoping for. The future is finally starting to look bright and green. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.